Magic the Gathering, a game full of chaos and limitless combos. People can do almost anything that they want. And in 2018, the Magic the Gathering Arena was. This was a game that limited the combos and made it a little more balanced. However, many new combos were found and were brought into the game this way. In response, the people at Magic started to ban specific cards for Arena to make it a little more balanced. This created a meta and made it very competitive to see which deck rises to the top and stays at the top. Many decks cycled through very quickly, and not many decks from the original period still exist. This series is to find out what types of decks it might become the best of the decks, and to test these decks and how capable they actually are. It's also to test what the community says on how the deck actually performed. For example, if a deck is taken to many tournaments online and won quite a bit, and the community reflects positively on the deck, it's believable. However, if there is a deck that has really never went to any tournaments and really has never performed well, and the community reflects the same way positively on the deck, it becomes less believable. So that's what we're here for, to figure out what are the best decks for multiple formats. Welcome to Climbing the Ranks. Also, according to YouTube, only 5.9% of you are subscribed, so please consider subscribing. You don't have to, but it would really help me to reach my goal by 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Welcome back to yet another episode of Climbing the Ranks, where today we have a quite different deck from the past few decks that we've been running. The past few decks we've been running are sort of an aggro to late game deck, while today is a early game to mid game deck. So let's get right into it. Our commander today is Teysa Karlov. This does two very crucial things for our deck. Firstly, if a creature dying causes an ability to trigger of a permanent you control the trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So we get double death triggers off of things like Blood Artist, Midnight Reaper, and many other cards to trigger twice when we have something that dies. And also, creature tokens you control have Vigilance and Lifelink. So any creature tokens that we create, we get to have a lot of, Vigilance and Lifelink and a lot of benefit off of it. And surprisingly, a lot of cards have a lot of death triggers that will create tokens, so we'll get right into it. And our first card is Garrison Cat, so it creates a 1/1 when it dies, yet Teysa will have it trigger twice, so we create two 1/1s with Vigilance and Lifelink if we have Teysa out there. It's a very, very fun deck, so let's keep going on. Hunted Witness, for the same reason that Garrison Cat is in there. Soul Warden, we're creating a lot of tokens, and we get a lot of life off of this card. Malakir Rebirth, choose target creature, you lose 2 life until the end of turn. That creature gains when this creature dies, return it to the battlefield's tab under its owner's control. So we're sacking a lot of things, and we can just turn it back onto the battlefield. Spark Harvest, we get basically a free destruction and a free sacrifice. We get a lot of benefit off of this card, as well as Village Rites. And this allows us to draw cards off of it. Intangible Virtue gives our creature tokens +1/+1 and have Vigilance, so it's a anthem for tokens. Blood Artist allows us to get double death triggers off of whenever something dies. Deadly Dispute, draw 2 cards and create a treasure token by sacking a creature or an artifact if we really need to, and we'll just get a lot of benefit off of this for basically free. Doomblade, this allows us to kill stuff. Doom Dissenter, it's the Hunted Witness kind of thing. Infernal Grasp, Destruction. Orzhov Enforcer has Death Touch and creates basically 2 1/1s of Flying, Vigilance, and Lifelink. Plum the Forbidden, it allows us to draw a lot of cards and gain a lot of advantage. Same for Priest of Forgotten Gods, it's a sack outlet. Reassembling Skeleton, we're sacking a lot of things, and this is a nice card just to have in the deck. Corpse Knight, we're creating a lot of tokens and having a lot of things enter the battlefield, so this allows us to deal them a bunch of damage. Cruel Celebrant, it's the same reason why Blood Artist is in there. Spark is removal, sack outlet, removal, and removal. Under the 3 drops, we have a token generator, removal, token generator, and death trigger. Card advantage, play Crafter for a removal. We're gaining a bunch of life off of Teysa Karlov and anything else that we have in there, like Soul Warden, so this card will allow us to deal them a bunch of damage. Ghost Rider Sack Outlet, Murderous Rider for removal, Mortifier for removal, Body's Monument for making things cheaper and to deal them life when we have a cast creature spell. This is the better monument in this deck because we create a 1/1 with Vigilance, and since we have Teysa out there, we create a 1/1 with Vigilance and Lifelink, and they cost 1 less to cast. Gideon's Awakening for, return from the graveyard, since we're going to have a lot of little drops in there, and we'll be able to return a bunch back. On the 4 drops, Unawake Procession, we're creating a bunch of tokens. We get double. Spell at our retreat, we're creating tokens off of this, and we can put +1/+1 on everything and give them Vigilance until the end of turn. Smothering Tithe, it's It's probably the best white card. Day of Judgment, just it's removal. It's a mass board wipe. Luminous Broodmoth, we have a lot of things dying, we just keep returning them back to the battlefield, settle the wreckage for a board wipe, Pitiless Plunderer for, a lot of treasures, and it can be a win con with a Revel in Riches in there. We also have Vindictive Vampire. It's pretty much, it's literally Blood Artist for one more, well, two more actually. Whisper, Blood Liturgist. This allows us to sack things and return things back, so it's quite a nice card in there. Alenda, I don't really have to explain this card. This is probably one of the best cards in our deck. Seraph of the Scales, it has Afterlife, and we can give it Vigilance and Death Touch, and or Death Touch, and it also has Flying, so we're going to be able to create 4 1/1s when it dies. It's pretty awesome. Dramatic Finale, it's an anthem for our creature tokens, and then whenever a non-token creature we control dies, we create a 2/1 white-black Inkling creature token, and it only triggers once per turn. Kai's Wrath is a board wipe, and we gain life. Helm of the Host is, well, it's Helm of the Host. By invitation only, this allows us to have a mass board wipe, and it sacks us, well, sacks creatures, so we get triggers off of it. Divine Visitation, we can make all of our tokens become 4/4 flying vigilance with lifelink. That's pretty fun. Revel in Riches is another win con with something like Pitiless Plunderer. Open the Graves, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, we create a 2/2 creature token, well, zombie. And then we also have Sir Conrad the Grim. We're killing a lot of things and sacking a lot of things, so it can deal a lot of damage. Closing Statement is removal. Kaya the Inexorable is removal. We can make all of our stuff come back to our hand when it dies, and we also get an emblem that I don't really have to explain because it's ridiculous. Lisa, Forgotten Angel, we're having a lot of stuff die, we just put it back into our hand, and also it's a hate bear card to our opponents because whenever their stuff dies, we exile it instead. And Vanquish the Horde for probably one of the best white board wipes in, well, Commander, Historic Brawl. And that's it for the main deck. Well, this is still in the main deck, but it's the lands: Castle Ardenvale, 11 plains, Hive of the Eye Tyrant, 12 swamp, Tekanuma, Abandoned Mire, Bright Clan Pathway, Godless Shrines, Garrett Barrens, Shine Shadow Snarl, Silver Quill Campus, Temple of Silence, Command Tower, Crawling Barrens, Evolving Wilds, Fabled Passage, Ghost Quarter, and Reliquary Tower, and lastly we have Treasure Vault. This is an iffy card, but if we get a bunch of mana out there, we can create a lot of treasures, and with something like Revel in Riches, we can win the game. So that's the entire deck, is just to create a bunch of tokens, do a bunch of damage with cards like Veto, Blood Artist, or anything else that has similar triggers to that, and or to just kill them with a token. So yep, that's the deck, and let's get into the games. Game 1, our hand is looking pretty good. We have a nice curve with Garrison Cat and Treasure Vault. Hopefully we can draw a black land. We do not get it, so we don't get to play anything that we really wanted to play. I mean, we would have just had a Fracture for that Lotus Cobra right there. We're going to swing with a 1/1 again, just trying to poke at some damage because I don't think he wants to waste his Lotus Cobra on a little 1/1 out there. We're going to pass it back to him. He's playing Avi, the Progenitor Ooze, which is just a big ooze deck, which is a very interesting kind of like style for mono green ooze, because I know there's like blue-green ooze and black oozes and all that kind of stuff. Averbrock Caretaker comes out there. That's really quick. That's kind of scary, but we're going to make him sacrifice his Lotus Cobra, creating another, well, just a 1/1. Next turn, we're going to get Teysa Karlov out there. Soluli Caretaker comes out there, and the Progenitor Ooze comes out there as well. This is a card that makes a bunch of copies of itself when it enters. It's almost like it has, like, I can't remember what the card that copies when it enters the battlefield. I don't remember it. Almost like Cascade in a way, but with itself. Oh, it's Storm is the mechanic I'm thinking of. And it does have Storm actually. That's kind of weird. Anyways, he's gonna make a bunch of mana for Wildwood Scourge, and he's gonna do Averbrook Caretaker for making a 6/6 Ave token. We are going to block both of them because I don't want to take 9 damage, because I don't have any ways to gain life. We're just gonna pass it back to him because I have Settle the Wreckage in my hand, so in case he does attack for us per game, we do have a removal outlet for it. Hexproof isn't going to do much against a thing that exiles all target creatures, well, all creatures, not all target creatures. And Thorn Lieutenant comes out there, that's perfectly fine. And then here comes Ave with Storm again, so he creates a bunch more of those, and it's waiting on me for some reason, even though he's taking forever to do. He gets a lot of +1/+1 counters on Wildwood Scourge. He's only attacking with 2, but I have to Settle the Wreckage this right now because I don't really want to die, and he can get more land. I don't really care about it. Hopefully we can draw a board wipe here. We don't get one, sadly. We can do Teysa Karlov here. We're going to give Seraph a Vigilance. We're going to attack with it for 4/3 in the air. We are going to be alive for hopefully one more turn. If our caretaker targets the 6/7, he thinks we have something, which is kind of weird. We're going to create 4 1/1s with Vigilance and Lifelink. There is our way to go back up. Midnight Reaper is going to come back out here. Start with the scales. I'm going to give it a Vigilance, and we're going to attack with everything in the air. So he's going to take 8 damage, and we're going to gain 4 life. He's down to 10. He's kind of in a bad situation here. He could have hazed the pollen. I think he could have. Invoke the Ancients is coming out there. He gets to do 4 5s with Vigilance and Reach, which is not very good because all of our things here have Reach. But it doesn't really matter anyways because we're just going to block all of them. We don't really want to take any damage. And we get a bunch of Afterlife triggers. We're going to create 4 1/1s and we get an Adeline. Sweet. We're going to play Adeline right now, and we're also going to do Spark Harvest here. Oh, wait, they all have Hexproof. We're going to do Priest of Forgotten Gods instead, and we're going to attack with 4 1/1s in the air. Oh, wait, I forgot about the 2 6/7s with Reach that he created. That's perfectly fine. I would like the 4 life anyways. Well, 5 life, technically. And we're going to pass it back over to him. He's in not the best situation. He does Crawling Barrens, I think, twice. Yep, he's going to do it twice. And he's at a kind of a nasty situation. Oran Ooze comes out there. We have Flyers. Yes, he does have Reach out there, but Adeline next turn, well, Adeline every turn is kind of crazy. We're going to just block them. We don't really care about that. And the Priest of Forgotten Gods is just doing nothing right now. Midnight Reaper is going to let us draw 2 cards. We get some removal, and there's what we need. A Day of Judgment. We're going to tack just to create the 1/1 with Lifelink. We don't really care if he blocks. I just want to gain that 1 extra life. It's cool if he kills everything. I don't really care about them because they're just going to die anyways. And here comes Midnight Reaper, going to allow us to draw a bunch of cards. We're going to play a Plains, and then we're going to do Day of Judgment, and killing everything. And we're going to do an Orzhov Enforcer just to round off the board in case he has anything with haste, and now he can't get through, except if you play something like Questing Beast, and hopefully he doesn't have that in this deck, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Next, I'm going to pass it back to him. He plays Elysian Caryatid, and then the Llanowar Elves just ramp cards, and here comes Ave just to get some extra copies of itself out there. It's not looking the best for him. We're going to do a Temple of Silence, allowing us to scry one. We're putting the Swamp on the bottom. Luminous Broodmoth comes back out there, so anything that we have dies. Basically, it has 2 lives. We're going to attack with a 1/2 Death Touch. He's going to let it go through because he doesn't want his stuff dying, and we get a bunch of advantage off of our card. Crawling Barrens triggers. He makes a 6/6. And then Faceless Haven, it's a 3/3, and then Foreboding Statue, Crawling Barrens again, okay, and he's going to attack with a 8/8, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to kill it with Mortify, and we're going to take the 4 damage. I don't really care about it. Felidar Retreat's coming out there. I'm going to create a 2/2, and let's see, I don't really want to fracture anything. Let's just attack with a 1/2 with a Death Touch. I almost said Lifelink. It doesn't have Lifelink because Teysa's not out there. He's going to attack with the 4/4. We're going to Infernal Grasp his Commander, and I don't know if he has much else he can do here. We're going to do a Village Rites on our 2/2 Cat. We're going to Luminous Broodmoth is going to trigger on nothing. Divine Visitation is coming out there to allow us to create a 4/4 Vigilance Flying Angel. Now he's in a very rough situation. I don't think he's going to block. He's going to take another 1 damage and go down to 5. He is almost definitely dead next turn with our 2 Flyers, and we could have attacked with a Flyer as well if he really needed to. He's getting a big board state. He's not dead. He has 1 more turn with Haze of Pollen, I believe. And we're going to do Teysa Karlov, giving our Angel a lifelink. We're going to create another one, and we're going to attack with just the 1/2, and he is going to take another damage. He's getting down there quite a bit. I did not attack with my Angel or Luminous Broodmoth because they would just be tapped, basically, because of Haze of Pollen in his hand. He's attacking with a 6/6. I'm going to block it with Teysa Karlov because I don't really care about Teysa right now. It's just allowing us to get things, and we get it back anyways with Luminous Broodmoth. How fun. We're going to create another 2/2, which is basically a 4/4, and now we're going to attack with 1 in the air, forcing that Haze of Pollen just to give him another turn. I'm so glad that green doesn't have any board wipes because it would be not the best thing. Instrument of Bards comes and activates his ability. He basically just gets a creature with the lesser counters on it. And I don't think he has any removal. Yes, he does have the Reach, and I don't think he has the Crater of Behemoth that would have killed us, and he does not. Nissa, who shakes the world, comes out there and makes a 3/3 land, and then he creates, well, he does Instruments of the Bard again, and let's see if he's going to be able to do it again to maybe get something that might save him, but it does not. Voracious Hydra is cool, but it's not enough to keep him in the game. He's going to swing in with everything, but sadly we have lifelink, and also we can create a 1/1 and we can kill something if we need to. So we're going to give Death Death Touch for the 6/6, and we're gonna give, we're just gonna get rid of a lot of things, and we're gonna block with everything, and let's see if he's gonna be able to do anything about it. Yes, most of our angels die, but most of them live, and we just create everything back. Game 2, we're playing Teysa Karlov, and we're going against Karuga, the macro sage, as their companion, and Joda the Eternal, a very unfun kind of pair. Let's see, we draw an Elenda. That will be nice if we can get another land. We also have Plaguecrafter. We just drew Veto. We're getting Veto out there. That's going to allow us to have a lot of advantage very quickly. And there's our land that we've been looking for. We're going to definitely play Elenda here because it's Elenda. What can I say? Swinging a Hem for 3. Beanstalk Giant to ramp. That's kind of scary how much ramp he's getting that quickly, but I don't think he's going to be able to play his commander quite yet. I'm reading what Joda does because I wasn't completely sure at the time, but that is kind of crazy. Being able to play something like Prismatic Bridge for free is kind of threatening. We're going to do Ghost Quarter. We're going to do Plague Crafter. We're going to sack the Plague Crafter. Elenda triggers 4 times, and he scoops right there, surprisingly. That's strange. Game 3, our hand is looking really good. We're playing Teysa Karlov, and we're going against Sarkhan, Wanderer of Shiv, or 2 Shiv. I'm guessing, well, it is definitely dragons we're going against, and that's kind of unnerving. We're going to do Evolving Wilds, we're going to get a thing. He's passing it back to us, foretelling something. I wonder what that is. We're going to pass it back to him. Maybe it's something that kills stuff? I'm not sure. Teysa Karlov's going to come out there. Is that perfectly fine? It's probably not, and it is for 1 more turn. I'm guessing he wants to play his commander right now, or Maniform Hellkite. That is a really good card as well. However, we drew Luminous Broodmoth, but we can't play it immediately. We're going to kill that Maniform Hellkite because that card gets really crazy really quickly, and we're going to attack with a 2/4 Teysa Karlov. Next, and we're going to pass it back to him, Sarkhan, Wanderer to Shiv. I'm guessing he's probably going to play it Fire Prophecy. That's perfectly fine as well. I'm guessing he has something else, Crush the Weak, but I'm going to Plumb the Forbidden so I can just get some extra card draw off of Teysa dying, so we don't have a completely useless card out there. We drew an Elenda. That looks really good right now, but I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to play Elenda here with Soul Warden out there so we can gain another life, and in case he plays anything, we get life 2. Hopefully it doesn't kill either of them because I don't want Elenda to die quite yet. Inferno of the Star Mounts comes out there with a 6/6 with haste. That's kind of scary. We're going to do a Luminous Broodmoth right here, and we're also going to do a Bastion of Remembrance. And we're going to swing with both of them to gain hopefully another life to give us 1 more turn maybe. Here's a 7/7 lifelink flying and trample. So Luminous Broodmoth is offline right now. I'm going to let it go through. He's going to pump it up quite a bit to get him up to a 11/7. That is kind of scary. We're going to do Swamp, and we're going to do Kaya's Wrath. We have to get rid of that card, and we're going to create, we're going to get all of our stuff back because of Luminous Broodmoth. And since Elenda's out here, and he does another board wipe. Yay. We just have a Murderous Rider, and he plays his commander, Sarkhan, Wanderer to Shiv, killing our Murderous Rider. So our Murderous Rider got murdered, you could say. Teysa Karlov is going to come back out there to give it Vigilance and Lifelink. However, it already had Lifelink. We're going to gain a life. It's just not going to be able to tap. Hopefully he doesn't have another board wipe. That would be kind of scary and kind of sad because he basically wasted all the red board wipes that are on this game. And Shatter Soul Smashing is probably technically a board wipe, but technically not, but I wouldn't count it as 1. Bastion of Remembrance triggers a bunch. He's going down to 20. He conjures Shivan Dragon into his hand, the OG. And let's see, we're going to do Elisa, Forgotten Angel here, so we could deal with that Shivan Dragon, I believe. But it's not looking the best for either of us right now. We're kind of at a stalemate. Sarkhan Wanderer to Shiv comes out here. He's going to make his thing cheaper in his hand, and I'm assuming he's going to play it. Yep, here it comes. I'm probably not going to block just because well, he doesn't attack anyways. He can attack, and I wouldn't have blocked anyways because I don't want Lisa to die. Plaguecrafter's going to go out there. We're going to make him sacrifice his commander, and we get Plaguecrafter back to our hand anyways, and we're not going to attack with anything. Settle the Wreckage is out there for next turn anyways. Lisa's triggering, and we're going to be able to get it back, and he scoops. Game, 4? We're playing Teysa Karlov. We're going against Galata, the Primal Hunger. It's just a mono-green stompy smash deck. That's basically what this deck does, and it's going to ramp quite a bit. Galata is really interesting because it can get really cheap really quickly. However, it's just a 12/12 to trample and nothing else, and we can kill it really quickly. I'm just gonna let the 4/4 go through, and because we're just gonna kill it next turn anyways, and we're gonna swing with 2 1/1s, and hopefully he will let our Teysa go through, because I don't think he's gonna be able to fight it when it comes out immediately unless he just passes turn with a 1/1. That's what I suspected. Migration Path is coming out there. Teysa Karlov is coming out there. We're gonna swing in with everything because I don't really care. God Eternal Ronus is gonna come out there. He gives things double strike, I believe, or vigilance. Sorry. And yeah, Anointed Procession's going to come out here, critting us a lot more. We're going to swing with a 1/1, and he just lets it go through. We're going to make our Godless Shrine enter tapped, and he plays Harmonize to draw 3 cards. Nylia Keen-Eyed is going to trigger. He's just going to activate the ability to look at his cards. Bastion of Remembrance is coming out there. We're basically a Blood Artist. We're going to create 2 of them because of Anointed Procession. That card is so broken, and we're just going to pass it back to him. Oh, not passing. We're going to go attack. Of course we're going to attack. We're going to create a bunch of things if he doesn't block with anything. And I think he's just going to let it go through. Yeah, he doesn't want to block with anything. And Nisa comes out there. And here's Galata. Yay. Explore, allowing him to ramp more and to just do another land if he needs to. Aggressive Mammoth gives everything trample. This is looking kind of scary for us. Maybe we can make a comeback here, but I highly doubt that we can. We're gonna... I don't know. We could block just to gain like 1 life and only take 8. Well, only take 6 instead of taking 8. Well, that's a lie. I forgot the 3/3. And we're gonna gain a bunch of that back with something, well, bait, Bastion of Remembrance. Malachir Rebirth, we can do this with Teysa Karlov. And I think that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do Kaya's Wrath here. Bastion of Remembrance is gonna trigger like 16 trillion times off of this. That's just gonna be fun. And here's all the Bastion of Remembrance. He's going down to 4. We have a bunch of things, and he scoops. Game 5, our hand is looking really, really good. We're playing Teysa Karlov, and we're going against Trollisar, Moon Dancer. So Celestia Life Gain. Cleric class is coming out there. That's a nice turn 1 card. Here comes, interesting, Arcane Signet, not the commander. We're going to do Veto, Thorn of Dust Rose, so hopefully, never mind. Trollisar is coming out there. Emergent Sequence coming out there to get a little bit of a ramp out there. That's a decent card. I wouldn't say the best because it comes out tapped. And here comes Teysa, and let's see if he's going to be able to do anything. I know Trollisar is not going to be able to get through, hopefully. Cigar to Summons come out there. He's going to make it a 6/6 flyer, and this game has already gone down the drain. Cigar to Summons is a quite nasty card. We're going to have to kill the land because dealing with a 6/6 is not fun at all. And here comes a 2/4, and he's going to take it in the face because he doesn't want his Trollisar to die, and it's going to... Hopefully he doesn't gain any life this turn. Please no Soul Warden or anything like that. I'm going to probably block with Hunted Witness here. Yes, I am, because I want the 2 1/1s with Vigilance and Lifelink. Ooh, Orchestra's Monument, Orzhov Enforcer. We're going to do it like that because we can create another 1/1, and hopefully we don't have to do anything. Celestial Unicorn's scary, kind of. We're going to block with the Orzhov Enforcer, allowing us to create 2 more 1/1s, and we're killing the commander. Hopefully we can live another turn or just kill it. We can kill it with Final Payment if we really need to, but Murderous Rider just looks kind of better right now, so that's what we're going to do. And I think I'm going to swing in with the 2 1/1s. We do have blockers for flying, and we're just going to swing in with everything because I don't really care about it, and everything's just going to go through except the 1. We just are trying to gain enough life to kind of outpace him before he gains a bunch of life. Cleric class is coming out there with the trigger, leveling it up, and here comes a 6/6 Celestial Unicorn and a 5/5 Trollisara. I'm guessing he's going to attack. Yes, he is, with, well, because we have a flyer so we can block it, and that wouldn't be surprising if he didn't attack. Well, it would have been surprising if he didn't attack, and let's see if he's going to be able to do anything other than just the 6/6, and he doesn't. We can do a mass board wipe if we really need to, but I don't think we are, because we have a bunch of things that are going to gain life anyways, and it's sort of risky. Final Payment, we have to do Final Payment right now, or we can lose 5 life. I think we're just going to sacrifice a creature. We're going to sacrifice a 1/1 on the ground, and Heroic Intervention. What I feared. That's not fun. We're going to pass it back to him. Hopefully we can live another game? Question mark. I think we can. I think we can live 1 more turn. Johnny's Pride Mate is scary, but he doesn't have any ways to gain life. Well, Dryad's Revival gets him his Heroic Intervention back, and he has enough mana to play, so Kaya's Wrath is offline. that's kind of sad. Giving everything indestructible is scary. Deadly Dispute, we kind of have to do it, but I think we're just going to attack with everything to hopefully gain some life. He's going to block with the 1-1. We're going to make it sacrifice so he doesn't need advantage off of, well, automatically killing our creature. And we're going to bring him down to 11. Open the graves. I'm just going to play it because we're screwed either way. I don't think there is any way we can get out of this situation because Heroic Intervention is going to rot in his hand. He's going to give it a +1/+1 counter. Corpse Knight's going to come out there. I don't really know. I mean, we could do Kai's Wrath here and force it out, but either way, it's still a really bad situation for us. He's going to block the 1-1 with the 2-2. He's going down to 7 life. I think we might have one more turn with this, but I highly doubt it. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to recover from this. That's 16 damage. Hopefully he doesn't gain any more life. We're going to Ghost Quarter. Oh, wait. It makes it flying, and he just does Heroic Intervention. Well, overall, I mean, this deck did pretty good. Yes, we can't win all the games, but, I mean, it was overall a really, really fun deck. The only thing that I would change is maybe add a little more flyers, but we have a lot of things to give it Afterlife anyways, and you can't win against Heroic Intervention Luke, so it's perfectly fine. The only things that, struggled was the flyers, like I mentioned earlier, and I wouldn't really even add any more. The main players of this deck were just Teysa, obviously, but some really things that pushed it to its full potential was Anointed Procession, definitely, Felidar Retreat, and the Divine Visitation. Making a 4/4 Flying Vigilance, and if we have Teysa Lifelink, is pretty awesome, and having something like Anointed Procession and Felidar Retreat just to make a bunch of them is it's pretty cool. And I didn't expect it to be a lot more, well, I should say, not aristocratic, I way expected to be that, but a lot more control-based. With the amount of destruction we have in this deck, it's kind of crazy, and I didn't see that coming, but I also sort of did. I don't really know how to explain it, but it definitely was a lot more fun than I expected it to be. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated, and thank you for watching.